Oops, that didn't work. Sorry, guys. I'll try that again. Oh, okay. I'm about to give up on the music. We don't really need it anyway, do we? Um, I was going to play Changes because it's kind of a sad song and it's kind of what I'm thinking about right now. Just the quote that I used for my thumbnail. Of course, I'm not a child, but too many people get spit on as they try to change the world. And I think that is kind of my point of things right now. I made a big mistake as a new YouTuber, when I was a new YouTuber, of accepting the people that I met at face value. And people who came to me in what appeared to be friendship, I believed that. So the people who came to me and said, I love talking to you, you're so smart, you're such a cool person, I love your channel, like all that stuff, like I believed it, because when I said that kind of thing to people, it was sincere and I meant it. So I mistakenly believed that everybody who offered their hand in friendship really meant it. I have done nothing to any of the people that I called friends. And sure, Robbie, I'll read it out loud as a matter of fact. And there was nothing sobriety bashing about it. What I did say in the message I sent you, it was pretty long because you called me a liar and threatened to show a DM that I sent you a while back, Robbie. Back in August, I said that I had had a relapse when I was getting trolled and bullied, and that I hadn't told anybody. And later on we talked and I told you the details, that how I went and bought something and I ended up flushing it and I didn't take it. And your words to me were, that's not a relapse, that's a near miss. Now you're sending me threats, threatening to show that part of the DM because I'm doing a live in which I talk about you and the terrible things that you've been saying about me. I do believe I have the right to defend myself, and I do believe that the poison you've been sending me through DMs is unwarranted. You said I'm a liar, and because I'm doing a live on you, then you're going to do one on me. You've already done ones on me and Amber and called us name and accused us of things we haven't done, like for instance, yes, I'm 2 years sober. Yes, I am. I haven't had anything in 2 years, over 2 years, actually. Now it's almost 2.5. And so the message I sent after you called me a liar and accused me of bashing your sobriety, which we know that did not happen, and accused me of being on a live stream that bashed your sobriety, which we know did not happen. You called me a liar and said nobody would believe me because I was a shady person. And I said, nope, you're the liar. I've done nothing to you. Why are you watching then? I have the right to defend myself against your unwarranted attacks, especially since I have been quiet and you have done nothing but attack and drag me. Why not just go your own way if you want to end our friendship? I wouldn't have said a word if you hadn't kept lying about me. The lying about me being on a video bashing your sobriety is a pretty outrageous lie. By the way, I talked about that incident with my sobriety a little bit ago, which I did on the live that I did earlier on my recovery stream. And I said, I even said at the time that I considered it a relapse, but it was you who said it wasn't. So make that make sense. You changed your mind because it suits your narrative. You should be ashamed. By the way, you've done plenty of shady and sneaky things yourself. And then I mentioned something that, because I'm not like you, I won't make public. And I did say that you're the one who's not supporting sobriety because you're threatening me with showing DMs and trying to bash mine. So that's it, Robbie. That's it. I just read it out loud. Just read it all out loud. So if you're going to call me a liar, then I'm just like, you can't call me a liar. It's all here. Do I need to show it? Do I need to show it? Should I read it all? Where you said that's not a relapse, it's a near miss. And you said I lied, and I said, nope, sorry. We talked in person after that. I called it a relapse because I bought it, but I never ingested. Then you called me an idiot and said you never met me in person. I said, oh my God, over the phone. And name calling is very Christian of you. I said, I thought you were going to block me. You better get on that. What I want to know is why you're so intent on trying to discredit me out of nowhere. Why are you being so hateful? And what your behavior is showing is not conducive to sobriety or recovery. So nothing you have done so far has been conducive to recovery. All you've done is trash me and my sobriety over the last few days, and I have said nothing. I've been quiet. Out of respect for what our friendship was, I haven't said anything about you at all. Nothing at all. And I've done nothing to you. I have told no lies about you. I've said nothing bad about you. But your behavior right now is not conducive to sobriety or recovery. That's not how somebody in recovery acts. If I believed that a friend of mine who was in recovery had had a relapse, I wouldn't be attacking them and calling them a disgusting person. I'd be trying to help them get help. So what you're doing right now is acting an awful lot like you did back a few lives ago when you were trashing other people that you had been friends with. That's how you're acting now. Because this hate and this hostility has no foundation. None. You started attacking me out of nowhere. And I was in bed sick when you first started attacking me, by the way. I'd been away from YouTube for a couple of months because I was concentrating on real life. I was working, and then I got sick, and I spent almost 2 months in bed. So why? Sam Page, obviously you didn't hear the things that he said about me, and that's why I'm talking, because I'm confused. I listened for multiple days where somebody who I thought was a good friend of mine attacks me and says that I was on a video where I bashed his sobriety, but there hasn't been any video. Okay, I'm just now looking, as I hadn't looked at the, oh, Gals, yeah, it happened. I've been sent the clips where he's calling me names and saying that I was on a video attacking his sobriety. So, it did happen, and I just wanted to answer that. Now, facilitator, we're going to say this. Please don't attack Robbie. I asked in the comments here not to send any hate. So I don't want that to happen. What I want here is just to say my piece so I can move on. And I'm like, I'll turn the comments off if people can't act civil, okay? But that's not true, Robbie, because the video didn't bash you, it didn't bash your sobriety, and it didn't even mention you or your sobriety. The video I made a comment on, let me pull that video up so you can see it. Just a second. Oh, that's not it. Give me a second. And I also want to mention this while I'm looking for this video, that before I made the comment on that video, you were already saying terrible things about me. So why did it start in the first place, Robbie? If you were talking about the, because I'm not gonna scream and have you screaming at me and calling me names and all of that. Like I said, I want to say my piece, and that's going to be the end. Exactly. Like I said, all I wanted to do is just kind of answer to the things you'd said. I wanted to speak on it. Okay, so Sammy, have you ever seen me ever trash Robbie ever before? Ever. It's never happened. And at the time, I had no idea. I don't keep track of who's mad at who. I hadn't talked to anybody from YouTube in several weeks. And I came back after a long absence because I was taking care of my health. You didn't want to talk to me in private, Robbie. So why do you want to do it now? So you can yell over top of me and call me names and say things like, and trash my looks and, do all those things, say all those things that you said to me, If you want to talk in private, I'll talk in private. But I'm not going to have a big yelling fest here on my channel. Like I said, all I wanted to do is just say, it didn't say anything about you, though. It didn't say anything about you. It was talking about toxic behavior on YouTube. You weren't in the hashtags. Your name wasn't anywhere in the title. Your name wasn't anywhere in the video. Yeah. So my comment was that sometimes I have to take a break from YouTube because I find the atmosphere toxic. And I said, keep your head up. Well, I've been friends with AJ. We've always had a good relationship with each other. We've always been friendly. I had no reason to be angry with her or anything. There was nothing in that video that made me think I had a reason to be angry with her. So why shouldn't I have the right to say hello to her? There was nothing in there to make me that had anything to do with you. And my comment had nothing to do with you. And show me where in that block and walk video there was anything to do with you. But the more important thing is that you started bashing me before that video came out. And you were saying nasty things about me before that video, before I made that comment. Because I tried to talk to you, Robbie, and you wouldn't talk to me. Am I wrong? You called me names. I don't want that on. I'm not going to. If you cannot talk to me like a civilized human being, then I don't want to talk to you. If you can't have a conversation with me, I've reached out to you over and over and over again and tried to talk to you. So now that I want to speak my piece publicly, like you've been doing for days, all of a sudden you want to talk to me now? So, if you'll have a conversation with me and you can agree to not be hateful and to talk to me reasonably, I'll give you a link. But I'm not gonna have you saying the kind of things to me that you've been saying to me in private. So is being civilized, calling me a disgusting person, and making up stories about me being present on videos that trash your sobriety and saying I trash your sobriety when you know that's not true, and accusing me of lying about my sobriety when you know that's not true, and is being civilized trashing me before doing what you always promised you would do and coming to talk to me in person before you jump to conclusions about what I'm saying. That's funny you're saying that now, Robbie, as I've been trying to talk to you privately for over a week, and all you've been saying is go fuck yourself. So, if you can agree to be civil, I'll give you a link. I've never seen her bashing sobriety, and you saying things like that is not conducive to sobriety at all. That kind of behavior is the antithesis of supporting sobriety. That kind of thing is just wrong, you know? So if you want to agree to have a civilized conversation between two people who were good friends and actually try to work this out, then I would love to talk to you. Do you want to do that? Like, if you want to talk, like, I'll end the stream now and we can talk in private. I've been trying to do that for over a week. I can reach out privately or I can shut my mouth. Okay. Let's see here. Hang on, folks. That's Robbie. That's me. This is me. The blue is me not reaching out privately to Robbie. Yeah, I didn't reach out privately to him at all and get bashed for it. So there you go, Robbie. Yeah, that's where I'm at, Amber. I just wanted to address him and wish him well, and maybe I was hoping this would be an opportunity for me to be able to tell my side, and maybe he would actually listen. Gross, Robbie. And the same with Amber. I should have turned off these comments. I wonder if I can still do that. I wish I'd done that. That was what I was going to originally do. So are we going to do you want to have a conversation and try to work things out, Robbie? Like, I'm all for it. That's what I've been trying to do all week long to end this, because every time I get sent a clip or a video and I hear you calling me names and talking about me, it hurts me and it makes me feel bad because I thought that you were really my friend. And, this came out of nowhere. And I didn't expect it at all. Like, it totally took the rug out from under me. I didn't see it coming at all. I don't think Amber did either. And I've reached out to you multiple times privately and tried to talk to you about it. And you called me names. You made fun of my looks. You told me that I wasn't reliable and nobody was going to believe what I said. All kinds of things. And it's not being afraid of the truth. Like I said, I just wanted the chance to speak my piece. Because you've been trashing me and I haven't responded until now. So, I think I deserve the right to be heard just like you do. That's it. And to see you being so unkind when all I'm trying to do is just be heard by you. Because this was supposed to be just kind of a message to you, like, I'm going to speak my piece and I'm going to respond to the things that you've been saying. And then I'm going to go my own way. You actually sent me a voice message a while back after you said a lot of horrible things, and I pointed out how wrong you were. And I said that we should be sticking together against the sobriety bashers, and supporting each other and all of that. And you sent me this. Remember this, Robbie?
I'm just going to apologize and leave it at that. I am projecting some anger towards people that are associated with that group. And I'm just have a good group of people, and I'm just going to keep it that way. So I'm just going to say I wish you well and no hard feelings, and no, I will not be talking about you anymore.
And then the very next day, not even the next day, hours later, you broke it. And I still didn't say anything. And I didn't say anything. And I didn't say anything. And I didn't say anything. I'm not the one who's bashing anybody. You've been bashing me. You gave me your word and then you broke it. Just like you gave me your word about coming to me first if there was an issue, and you broke it. And, yeah, if you think you need to, Cooter, you do what you feel is right. And part of the problem is that there's an imbalance of power. You're kind of doing what you've criticized other creators for doing right now. You've come up with a narrative without any proof, refuse to talk about it in private, and then sent your group in to fight the battle for you. No, Tammy, he did lie, because you will never find any video anywhere where I have ever bashed Robbie's sobriety. And that was the story he was telling. And I messaged him over and over again, and I said, let's talk this out. We had a long friendship, I thought, and I thought it was a close friendship. And I was gone. I was seriously ill, very seriously ill, for a couple of months. So I was gone from YouTube, gone. And I come back, and one of the very first things I hear is my friend bashing me. And when I messaged him and told him I didn't understand what this was all about, that I'd been seriously ill and I'd been gone, the response was not, it was not, oh, what's wrong? I hope you're okay. Oh, you've been seriously ill. You've had serious health issues. Like, he did say he noticed I hadn't been around and he wondered where I'd been, but that was it. My good friend doesn't respond to the fact that I've been gone for months. He just all of a sudden starts saying that I've been doing all this stuff with no proof, with no support, no evidence. And, when I tried to talk to him about it, he refused to. So now that I'm saying something publicly and defending myself, he's saying, why didn't you reach out publicly? Or why didn't you reach out privately? Well, that's because I did reach out privately and he refused to speak to me. I didn't delete my comment on the video, Robbie. You're insane. You sent me a screenshot of it. And the comment is the block and walk comment. And my comment was, hold on, I'll find it. I will show that screenshot because you said, this is why I'm not your friend anymore or something of that nature. Hold on, I'm looking for mine. From my comment, he keeps showing me the screenshots were the screenshots he sent were the comments I made. It was a comment that AJ made. I'm looking to see if I can find that comment. Be patient, folks. I'm looking. I'm trying to find it. Let's see. Hey, Dana. We've got some very good... no, I'm talking about the screenshot about the video, the one that said that's why we're not friends anymore. That's what I'm talking about, Robbie, not the one where I said relapse and you left out the conversation that we had after that, the voice conversation where you actually said that's not a relapse, that's a near miss. I called it a relapse at the time. Yes, I did. But I also did tell you that I didn't take it, that I ended up flushing it without doing anything with it. And, if you thought that was, you wouldn't have participated in my sobriety stream if you thought it was fake. Come on now. Just stop with that. It's crap. It's crap. Because that was when you apologized to me, was when I brought that up. If you thought I was faking it, you never, ever would have participated in it. Let's see. Where the heck is that video, AJ? And if anybody's commenting, I can't see it because I'm looking for the daggone video that threw Robbie into a tailspin. So bear with me, folks. Here it is. Okay. Oh crap. Music. Okay. I'm going to show this, just the comments on this video, Audrey, or AJ, because that is the source of the big thing that supposedly I was bashing Robbie's sobriety. And this is what he's calling bashing his sobriety. Okay, so as you can see, there are no hashtags on anybody's name. Robbie's name is not in this description. It says toxic YouTubers and asshole YouTubers, but it does not say save Robbie or Robbie anywhere. See that? Nothing in there about Robbie anywhere. Now, I put in the comments, there's a reason why I've mostly been absent from YouTube of late. I just can't with the toxicity. Keep your head up, girl. For some reason, that is bashing Robbie's sobriety. That's the one you sent me, Robbie, when you said, that's the reason I'm not your friend anymore. Because you didn't like AJ's response where she said, it's gross by gross people with gross intentions and gross souls. People who act this way need serious help. And lying about sobriety is an insult to every person in recovery. They should be ashamed. I know you said I don't have to do this publicly, but I want to apologize to you publicly. And she was talking about people attacking me. Not you. She was talking about people attacking me. So, once again, it didn't have anything to do with you. So, well, if that's how you feel, Robbie, then you can go your separate way. Why didn't you just do that? Why do you have to attack me? There was absolutely no point in you doing that. I've never done anything to you ever. Ever. You're just saying that now because I've shown that you're wrong, because that is the screenshot you sent me was of AJ's response to my comment on that video. And now you're saying I deleted it? Because I've got your response. It's right here. Hold up. There we go. This is why you're not welcome in my life anymore. Okay, you didn't say this is why we're not friends. You said this is why you're not welcome in my life anymore. And you sent me a screenshot of the response that I just read from AJ. So once again, you're angry because I commented on AJ's video, a video that had nothing to do with you, a video where you weren't mentioned anywhere, and a comment where you weren't mentioned anywhere. And you're attacking me because I simply spoke to somebody that you didn't like. And that is the hard truth of it. Tammy, it's really not your business, but I tagged him in my live because that was my decision to do so. Maybe I wanted him to see it. You know, maybe I felt like it was my prerogative. You know, all the things that are happening right now is just showing, you know, that you're changing things. You're changing the story even as we speak. You're changing the story even as we speak. You're telling me one thing when you told me something else before. Yeah, please. Please tell me the video you're talking about. Because that's the only video I've commented on in ages in our community. So please, by all means, enlighten us. Like, you know, you took screenshots of this video that I just showed and the comments I made. Please, by all means, enlighten us. Like, the comments I made and the comments AJ made. So do you not have a copy of the one that I'm deleted? Like, you didn't take a screenshot of that? Really? Show me. It's real easy, Robbie. Show me the screenshot. Where's the screenshot? You don't have it because it doesn't exist, because the comment never happened. Just like the people who say, that the mommy rambling stuff, that doesn't exist because it never happened. It's the same thing. And now you're trying to do the exact same thing to me that was done to you because you're mad because I spoke to somebody you don't like. It'd be a lot easier if you just admit the truth, that you're absolutely in the wrong here. And when it first happened, when we were first talking about it, like, I would have been great. Like, once I explained things to you and you realized you were wrong and you apologized to me and said, okay, this is over with. If you had just stuck with that, this never would have happened. We wouldn't be here right now. But you had to keep it up and keep it up and keep it up. And, there are other people whose friendships that I've ended with that we don't talk about each other. I don't talk about them. I feel like the friendships that we had, the friendship itself deserves the respect to not ruin that with tit for tat. But when people tell lies about me and attack me, and they do it at a time when I'm not present to defend myself, yeah, I feel like I have every right to go live on my channel and tell my side of the story. And so does Amber. Amber didn't do anything either. The reason Robbie's mad at Amber is the exact same reason he's mad at me, because she made a comment on somebody's video that he doesn't like. So y'all better keep your lists, make a list of everybody Robbie doesn't like, because he's the only person on YouTube whose feelings matter. Make sure you keep track of everybody he doesn't like, because if you talk to any of them, he will block you. So, that's all I've got to say about that. I think I made my point pretty well, and showed that Robbie, you're absolutely wrong. I would say you're mistaken, but I think you already know that you're wrong. And I think maybe you were looking for an excuse to end our friendship because certain people didn't like us being friends. And this was the only way to do it, instead of just kind of like maybe not talking anymore or whatever. We could have just gone our own separate ways peaceably. But, you get a lot more, yes, that's the way to support people. That's the way to support people's sobriety and their recovery, is to call them all trash and say you're better than they are. That's the way to do it, Robbie. I'm proud of you, bud. Once again, Matthew 3:16, go read it. Oh, wait, is it 3:16? Wait, I may have it mixed up. Let's see. Matthew 3:16, I'm pretty sure, yes. No, it is not. Oh my gosh, okay. Let's see. I get it. I know it's the book of Matthew anyway. It's the book of Matthew. Matthew 7:1. Sorry. I don't remember my Bible verses very well. What chapter's what? Matthew 7:1. Just spend some time with that. And maybe spend a little more time doing some self-reflection than projecting everything that is wrong onto people who bore you absolutely no ill will and never did anything but very loudly and very vigorously support you. That's all I've ever done for you, Robbie. And I made enemies in the process of supporting you and taking up for you. I went after people who gave you a hard time. I've always, all through our friendship, never done anything but support you, even in private. So that's it. And I'm just going to say this before I stop talking about the Robbie situation. Was like I said, I think I made my point. And we'll remember that I did offer Robbie a link, and he said, "Fuck you, reach out to me in private, or fuck off." And I showed you where I've reached out, done nothing but reach out to him in private. And the first time I reached out to him in private, he read the message I sent him over a live stream and made fun of me. But anyway, so let's talk about my channel. And Danny, you may want to check this out too. I did a surprise. It was very short, but the live that I did earlier today, my friend is an addiction counselor, a licensed addiction counselor, and she's going to be coming on regularly to do some recovery streams. And I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be really positive, and I know you have a background in that. So, if you want to check in, we're going to do another one next week, probably around 7 p.m. Eastern time. On Monday, so that would be April the 6th, 5th, April the 5th. So, I think any good, positive, and helpful input we get, is going to be nice. So I'm greedy. Having 2 counselors on there would be great. So, if you want to come on panel and talk about some of your experiences, that would be great too. Yeah, so did I, Amber. And Robbie admitted to me at the time that this was happening, that his new friends did not like the fact that we were friends, and that they were constantly trying to tell him things. Oh, Robbie shared my video on his community tab. Isn't that nice of him? That these people who had been my friends and had decided that they wanted to do things like dox my 80-year-old parents. That was just one of the things they did. Some of them tried to swat me. One of them contacted my sister on Pinterest and outed me as a recovering addict. So they're doing all these things to me. And what they start doing is approaching people that were my friends behind the scenes. And so my good friend decides to make friends with these people. If you don't make it, Dana will be doing it every week. So, but anyway, he decides to make good friends with these people. I never said a word to him about it. I said, who you're friends with is your own business, even though they'd done all these terrible things to me. Bashed my sobriety. They simultaneously outed me as a recovering addict to my family members, and then also accused me of making up my addiction. And they accused me of lying about my sobriety. And let's see, just a lot of different things. But he decides to make friends with them. That's fine. He tells me himself they're constantly picking at my friendship with him. And he promised me that no matter what was said, no matter what happened, anytime something came up, if he ever had a doubt, he would come to me first and talk it out with me before jumping to any conclusions. Well, sad to say that's not what happened, folks, because I found out that Robbie had a problem with me when somebody sent me a video of him calling me names and saying that I was bashing his sobriety. And we all know, first of all, that I've been a very vigorous advocate for Robbie, but I'm also a very vigorous advocate for sobriety as well. And I would never, ever, ever bash anybody ever for their sobriety. Yeah, Seraphin, I'll pull it up here and give me a second. Seraphin said something to me about my friendship, and I'm going to pull it up and read it. because I don't remember exactly what he said, but I do remember basically. Okay, like it's. I think I know what you're wanting me to say. That that I'm okay with people being friends with anybody, and I am. Like, it doesn't matter how nasty people are to me. I feel like people have to find out about other people on their own, and no matter how nasty they are, no matter what they say about me, it's up to you to decide whether you want to be friends with them. You can still be friends with me. I don't care about that. But what I do ask is that if somebody you don't like, is talking about, well, I'm sorry, uh, like, all right, I'm okay with people being friends with people who hate me, who bash me, who mistreat me. You pick and choose your own friends. Um, but what's wrong, and this is what Robbie did, like his philosophy is, he can be friends with people who hate each other. That's fine. But then he's blocking people for commenting on the videos of people he doesn't like. But it's fine for him to be friends with people who doxed and called me names and bashed my sobriety. And me getting blocked or blocking somebody on the spot, even though you say it's not fair, which is what Robbie says all the time, to make people choose, to try and make them choose. Don't make me choose sides. I'm not choosing sides. When you're telling somebody that you will block them on the spot if they go onto somebody's video or comment on their live, it's still trying to make them choose sides. So you're doing exactly what you say is so wrong for other people to do. And I don't know if I said that right, Seraphin. So if I didn't say it right, I'm sorry. But I think that was basically the gist of the part of the conversation he wanted me to read. And he's absolutely right about it. Okay, I'm checking my DMs, gal. Sorry. I just, okay, good. It's hard for me to kind of say it right and make it make sense. Sorry about that. Hi, Kimberly. It's been a while since I've seen you. It's good to see you. Um, yeah, that's kind of it. And I see this a lot from people on YouTube. I talked about this a little bit when I did my live stream on Gargamel the other day. There's so many people on YouTube are okay with things as long as it's happening to somebody they don't like, or if it's them doing it. But the second it happens to somebody that they do like, or it happens to them, they're all of a sudden all up in arms preaching about how wrong it is. Well, you can't have your cake and eat it too. It's either wrong or it's not wrong. You can't say, don't make people, you can't make people choose sides and then block somebody for talking to somebody you don't like. Like, that's super unfair. And I know I just sounded like I belonged in Clueless or something, but it's true. It's super unfair. And yes, I'm sorry, Dana, that I didn't see. I've got my head up my ass. I hope your daughter is going to be well, and I definitely will keep you both in my prayers. And if there's any way we can be of any support, just let us know. And Dan and I, like everybody knows, and I mean, this kind of shows something here. Like, I'm being painted by Robbie and some other people as being hateful and being a bully and stuff. Dana and I have gone at each other before, haven't we, Dana? Like, I mean, it's kind of funny now that I think about it, but I mean, we have. And, I get over it because I don't hold grudges against people. And I try to be kind to everybody who's kind to me. And, Dan and I went at each other a little bit because we had a difference of opinion, and it actually, like, kind of, I thought it was going to get ugly for a minute, I have to say. But I mean, like I said, it's funny now. It really is. It's funny to me now. But, and now we get along just fine. So, I'm real easy to get along with. The only thing you have to do to not fight with me is not fight with me. I mean, that's it. All you have to do is not be mean to me. You can have a difference of opinion. Like, I love to debate something, and I can do it without getting mad and, like, actually talk about it. Like, I love doing stuff like that. I love conversations like that. We can have a difference of opinion. We can have friends that the other person doesn't like. I won't be mad at you for being friends with somebody I don't like, somebody who's mean to me. You make your own decisions. Just don't expect me to like the person. That's fine. My theory on somebody who doesn't like my friends is always that I'm not going to ditch a friend because somebody else says so. You make your decision whether being friends with me is worth your time and worth me being friends with somebody else. You don't have to be around the person I'm friends with you don't like, but I can have friends you don't like, just like you can have friends I don't like. And I feel like I'm having a conversation or speaking to somebody who's in 8th grade right now. Yes, exactly, AJ. That's exactly right. And a lot of times people don't realize some of the things their friends are doing behind the scenes. I know I was friends. Gail, that hurt. That's mean. That hurt. Bra snappers, punk. Anyway, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's right, Claire. And yeah, nobody is going to dictate to me who to be friends with. I am going to continue to be kind to people who are kind to me. Now, I may not be friends to everybody who is kind to me because there are people I trust and people I don't trust, and some people I will never trust. But I will always be kind to people who are being kind to me because I believe that forgiveness is the basis of recovery. And it plays a very important part in my sobriety. And it also plays a very important part in my spiritual health. And as I've told Robbie, regardless of what he says, I forgive you, Robbie. I do. Because I still have respect for what our friendship was before this happened. And I'm not going to make that an ugly or embarrassing thing. I think it's a shame that it's being taken to this level and that he has turned it into that he's just become one of those people who, attacks me when I've done nothing but be kind to him ever. But anyway, yeah, I don't either, maybe. I really don't. It makes no sense to me. Especially, and this is what he keeps not addressing, the comment that he's so angry about. He started bashing me before this comment happened, and he keeps on saying that comment is why he's mad at me. But the comment that I made happened after he said this. I didn't know about it. Well, I don't know if I knew about what he said about me when the comment happened or not. But at any rate, there was still nothing involving him or bashing him that was said in it. And there's no way of twisting that will make it seem that way. And we all know that if there was another, he's saying I deleted a comment, I'm lying because I deleted a comment. Well, he's the one who sent me that screenshot that I just showed you all and said that was why I'm not his friend anymore. So it doesn't make sense. And he can't make it make sense. And I think that's why he's so angry. But I still have not blocked him. He's not blocked in here. Well, right, Siren Jag, nobody can live up to Christ's standards. That's true. I think an important part of being a Christian is trying to live up to Christ's standards. And I'll just say that. It's not my place to judge anybody's spiritual growth or their spirituality because I can't see into their minds and I can't hear their prayers. So I won't call anybody a fake Christian or a lapsed Christian or a failed Christian. I can say that their behavior right now may not be conducive to how I feel, to what I feel reflects a Christian mentality. But heck, my behavior a lot of times doesn't reflect a Christian mentality either. That's why we're people and Christ is Christ and God is God, because we don't measure up in any way, shape, or form to that. So I'm not going to, use that as a platform. His relationship with Christ is something that's very private, and it's not my place to talk about it. Just like my sobriety is very private, and it's not his place to talk about it. And, vice versa with each. So, he may take pot shots at, anybody may take pot shots at my sobriety. They may take pot shots at my spiritual beliefs, but I feel that is so deeply personal that, and I'm not going to do that to anybody. And I'm not going to, send hate. I'm not going to bash. My whole purpose in coming here was just to defend myself and to show that the things that being said are incorrect and wrong. I was hoping that, saying it out loud and where he could hear it and couldn't deny it might help him to realize how wrong he is. But I think that's something he's going to have to realize over time. But all I can say is that, my conscience is clear. And if you're my friend, then I will support you. I'll be ride or die. You kill somebody, I got a shovel to help you bury the body. Like, I'm there for you. And if something happens, and this is what I don't get about a lot of friendships here on YouTube, if something happens and one of my friends is doing something that I think is fucked up in real life, and I'm sorry that I kind of approach my YouTube friendships like I do real life friendships, because the people that I've gotten to know well enough to call friends or to think of as friends are people that I wouldn't just go bashing. Like Copper and I are very close. Amber and I are very close. If somebody had told me that one of them said something mean about me and it seemed like a believable story, the first thing I would do is go to one of them and say, hey, I saw this comment you made, or somebody showed me this DM or something. Like, will you tell me what's going on here? Like, why did you say this? What's this about? And then I would try to understand why it happened. I wouldn't immediately go on a live stream and say, yeah, Copper and Amber are a couple of bitches because they said this about me and here's the DM to prove it. You know, and I think I'm learning some lessons here about YouTube friendships, or not everybody. Not everybody, I'm sorry, because I know some of my friends on here would not approach something like that. But I think I'm learning that a lot of people that I think are genuine just aren't the person that I thought they were. And somebody who would turn on you at the drop of a hat like that was never genuine in their friendship with me ever. Yeah. And I think it seems to me like in this case, it's kind of a case of like, does it benefit me to publicly be their friend? Or does it benefit me to tell this story? Oh, I'm being abused. I'm not their friend anymore because they're picking on me. Or, and that's highly unfair when somebody has such a bigger platform. There's an imbalance of power. And this is the exact same thing that I said when Carolyn was attacking Robbie. I said it was so unfair because her platform was so large. She had this imbalance of power. And there's no way you can fight against something like that. That's the exact same thing that's happening here. He has a larger platform, a larger group of subs, and, fighting, like trying to defend yourself against that is like beating your head against a brick wall. Like the only time it ever feels good is when you stop doing it. So I'm saying my piece, and this is how I plan to deal with things from now on. As far as the drama issues go, because I know it's never going to end because some people won't let it end. People that I have not spoken to or about for months, all of a sudden out of the blue, have to start breaking the deal, the peace deal we made, and saying nasty things about me, both behind the scenes and on YouTube. So it's never, ever going to be like people just let me be, to do my true crime little stories and, my commentary stuff and my talent shows and to have fun. They're never going to let me do that and be left alone. So from now on, how it's going to be is when this happens, I'm going to say my piece and then I'm going to be done. And that's what I'm doing here. So, just once again, please, guys, don't send any hate to anybody on my behalf. Just support the people that are being hurt here. Show them your love. Support Amber, support AJ, support anybody that you feel is being hurt without cause. And let's just not even give the people who are doing the hurting our attention, because that's why they're doing the hurting, is because they want the attention. They want the sympathy. They want people to, take their side, however you want to say it. I'm not asking you to do that. You can be Robbie's best friend and my best friend too. Just because our friendship is obviously ended. And that doesn't mean that I'm entirely closed off to maybe trying to work things out sometime down the road when he's figured things out. I'm hoping that eventually he does. He's done that before, realized that he was wrong and come back and apologize in other cases. So maybe he'll do that this time. I kind of hope that's the case. I hope he figures out that he's wrong, and the people who are listening to the people he are listening to. Sorry, no, the people he's listening to are people who aren't interested in right or wrong, but in just hurting people. Um, so, oh wow, Dana, I didn't know that. That's messed up. I know she's done that kind of thing to a lot of people. Um, all glory, all thanksgiving belongs to Jesus. Yes, maybe you're right. But, like I said, let's not bring religion into or his relationship with, we have no way of knowing how sincere that is or is not. It's not our business. It's my belief that however if people are misusing or abusing their spirituality, then that's the kind of thing that catches up to you in its own way. And we don't even need to concern ourselves with it. And it's kind of the same way with sobriety, and it's kind of the same way with recovery. If you're using that simply as a weapon to try to get to people, then it's something that'll catch up to you in its own way, and we don't need to concern ourselves with it. Religion and sobriety are kind of similar in a lot of ways because people are just as adamant about it. Okay, Seraphin, thank you. People are just as adamant as far as like both of those subjects go. And too many people try to weaponize that and once again try to use it as a club to beat other people about the head and shoulders with, people that they say, as Robbie says, they're better than. If you are truly better than other people, you don't need to constantly to remind other people of that. I mean, yes, maybe you're probably absolutely right. John Bender, AJ is in Discord, on the Breakfast Club fan Discord. So you can message her there. And yeah, I think you're right. Maybe I probably didn't know him the way I thought I did. And obviously our friendship wasn't what I thought it was. And that hurts because I thought we really did have a good friendship. I trusted him with information about me that I didn't trust other people with. When I got my job, it's the first job, I've had in a while because I wanted to make sure that my sobriety was going to stick and that my health was better before I went back to work. So I took a 2-year, and I'm lucky that I have a great hologram. I have a great hologram who supported me through this, but I took a 2-year employment gap to take care of my health. And he was actually like one of the first people that I texted 2 or 3 people from the store where I got hired, and like right when I got the job. And he was one of those people, and I think Copper was the other person from YouTube that I texted and I think those are the only ones that I texted like immediately like that. So like I really thought that we were really, really close, and I thought of him as a really close friend. So yeah, it really hurts to know that somebody that you thought that highly of could discard you so easily. And I think that's why it's so upsetting when things like this happen. And that's why I felt like I needed to address it, because privately he wasn't. Oh, thank you, Dana. Well, I'm glad you stopped by too, and I hope you come back. And I hope you come to some of our recovery streams. They're going to be happening. We're going to try and make them happen at least once a month with Counselor Jess on. So the next one is going to be in a week. If you don't make it, then we'll have another one. So your daughter is definitely more important than any YouTube stream. And be sure to keep in touch and let us know how she's doing when you get the chance, okay? Um, and, my email's on my channel. So if you need to reach out or talk or anything, um, you're more than welcome to message me at any time. And that goes for anybody. Um, yes, Claire, you were. Yes. And I appreciate you've been very, very supportive too. And I'm sorry I didn't mention you earlier. I should have, but you have been very, very, yeah, Gelf, you're partly right about that, but there are some that you don't know about that are more responsible than that person. And we can talk about that later. I doubt you've met them. I doubt you've had the bad luck to meet them. And hopefully you won't. But no, you have been like, I mentioned I'm always talking about Amber and Copper, but you have also been so supportive and always freaking there for me. And I'd probably trust you more than just about anybody else on here as well. So, just so you know, I absolutely know what a great friend you are, Claire. And sometimes, and I know this sounds so dumb, but sometimes I forget who my mods are and I have to think a little bit, and I'll think that one mod is someone else. Um, yeah, that's you too, John Bender. um, you know, I'm glad I came on because I think I needed my little YouTube community tonight. Like, I've been feeling kind of crappy, and I miss you guys. So we're going to have to do more streaming because I just miss hanging out and chatting. Oh, thank you. Maybe I appreciate it, but I tried, and that's what's important to me. Like, I tried, and if my friendship isn't worth fighting for in some way, shape, or form, then I guess I'm better off that way. Because if John or Claire or Copper or Amber decided they didn't want to be friends with me anymore, I would try really hard to work it out. Or if there was something that hurt my feelings, I would try hard to figure out what was going on and work with them to make it right. And if a friendship I have doesn't feel like I'm worth that effort, then I guess they're not worth my friendship. So that's that, Like I said, I'm really disappointed because I'm finding out that people aren't who I thought they were. But I guess that's just a part of life, isn't it? And we're not going to spend time being sad about it. And yeah, that's it. Yes, Audrey, I tried. So, and I said my piece. And we won't be banging on about it ad nauseum on here. I absolutely promise you that. As far as I'm concerned, he can say what he wants, and he will. And he'll probably say something really nasty. The new story is going to be that I lied about my sobriety because I called what happened a while back. I called it a relapse. And so that is going to be the next drum that gets beaten. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. That's going to be the next story. I'm nothing but a liar, which, if he does decide to go with that narrative, makes him look pretty bad because, like I said, he participated in my sobriety anniversary stream. And we had that conversation. So if he does try to put that spin on it, it's going to make him look pretty bad too. So, but I guarantee you that's the lie. Not lie. That's the story he's going to go with. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to use angry words. But, once again, I wish him nothing but the best. And I hope life gives him everything he deserves. And yeah, so everybody, I want everybody who has stood by me, and it's been a lot, hasn't it? Like in the year that I've been on here, like all the things that those of you who have been here, especially since my other channel, like all the things we've been through together, it's been a lot. I'm not going to lie. But, we're going to try and think about other things and do some fun stuff and, do some positive stuff. I like Siren. Siren's a good guy. Just, I don't want to be, I don't want anybody, you guys don't fight with each other. Okay. But Siren's a good guy. Maybe you seem decent too. There are some people in here who are going to be friends with me and still be friends with Robbie. And I know that puts them in a tough spot. You don't have to worry about me. Like I said, it's not going to be like, Robbie's not the enemy. I'm hurt by what happened, but he's not the enemy. And there's not going to be a lot of, Robbie bashing going on here. We've got other things to do, other things to talk about. And if he does want to come into the stream and he wants to talk things out or whatever, then I've got a link waiting for him as long as he can agree to have a civil conversation. And that offer will stand. So, if he comes in, even if he's being ugly, don't block him, guys. I want to leave that invitation open for him. So, hi, Christopher. You missed our recovery stream earlier. We had Counselor Jess in to introduce herself. If you want to go back and watch the live I did earlier this evening, but she is going to be back next week. She just came in to introduce herself. She had an emergency, so she couldn't spend the time like she had planned to. But she's very, very excited. She actually messaged me a little bit ago and wanted to know, she's like, did it go well? Like, how do you think I did? Like, she's really excited about it. And she's been sending me notes and things on what she wants to do and the points she wants to make and all that. So I think that that's going to be something really positive for us to focus on. And we'll have other things too. Like, I'm going to go back and do the Mothman thing. It never happened. The West Virginia live stream that I'm so sorry, B. I keep promising her that I keep putting off. And hopefully, I'm still hoping that the Karma Place pet shelter live stream will still happen if the folks who run the place ever find time for us. So I'm really, really hoping, for all that. But if it doesn't, we'll do some true crime. We'll do some, some commentary, catch up with Lily Jean and see what she's been doing. She's always good for a few laughs. There's lots of cool things we can be doing. So, anyway, I guess that's about it for me. Does anybody have anything they want to say or talk about at this time? I'm okay, Christopher. We had a kind of a rough, this particular live stream has been a little rough, but that's okay. I didn't expect it to be easy. I didn't expect it to be explosive, but I didn't expect it to be an easy one for me. But that's okay. Like, you can go back and watch the beginning. I'll leave it up. I always leave my streams up. This one may not stay. I don't know, but I'll leave it up so people can catch up on it. Um, but yeah, it'll be all right. Like, I feel good for having spoke my piece. And like I said, I feel like I'm proved my point, and that's all that matters. Like, I wanted him to know, but I also wanted the people who believe in me to know that I wouldn't do those kind of things. Um, and that's what bothers me. It's like when people I like and respect think that I did terrible things because of lying liars and the lies they tell. And, I kind of thought that was where that was coming from, that people had been telling him lies and he had believed them. But now I'm not really too sure what I believe. So I think I'm going to fiddle-dee-dee this one just like Miss Scarlet. And instead of thinking about it tomorrow, I'm just not going to think about it anymore. Why do they make getting into headphone packages hard to do without a blowtorch and some TNT? Yeah, I agree. And not just headphone packages, though. It's any clamshell package. Those sons of bitches are called clamshell packages because they're harder to get into than clamshells. Like, they're terrible. Actually, Christopher, like, this particular one was just me talking. My live streams, anybody who wants to take a link can always come up and talk. My platform is always open, always. Sometimes, as a content creator, I come up on my platform to, kind of talk out stuff that's bothering me and stuff. That happens a lot. Yes, actually, that'd be cool. Copper and Gelth having hand-to-hand combat, I'd be there for that. That would be awesome. Is Copper still here? Did she leave? Did she fall asleep? Anyway, Christopher, when we do our sobriety stream on Monday, if you want to come up and tell your story, like, we'll have our platform open at some point to either do a Q&A with Counselor Jess, or if they just want to come up and tell their story. At some point, though, during all of my live streams, I always open up the panel to anybody who wants to talk. But I very rarely get taken up on it. People are shy. So I'm going to try and encourage people to come up more often and shoot the shit with me, because live streams are always more fun when you have people on panel with you. It sometimes puts a lot on a creator to do it all themselves, I always thought, like, people like the Glare who can get up there and just talk for like hours. Like, I never see how they can do it. It's crazy. Absolutely true. Yeah, I always say, Christopher, that YouTube is the great equalizer, because you don't have to be anybody. You don't have to be who you are. You can be anybody you want to be. People who are disabled can be able-bodied for all anybody knows. People who are ugly can be beautiful. Nobody has to know what you're like in real life. Yeah, AJ kind of has a point right there. I don't know if I'd call it self-destructive, but I do think that he has something going on that has nothing to do with me. And the apology that he sent me that I played was actually on the heels of me saying to him that there was something going on that had nothing to do with me, and I thought he was taking it out on me. And he said, you're right. I'm projecting things onto you, because he was mad at another group of people. So, whatever's going on with him, I tried to get him to talk to me about it. He didn't want to. So all I can say is I wish him the best. And those who are close to him, if you're listening, just be there for him when he needs it, because he's going to have to ask for whatever it is that's bothering him. He's going to have to ask for it. You can't get people to give that up. So, spoke to the shelter. They've been flat just with new dogs coming in. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, whenever they're ready, we'll make it happen. That's all that matters. Just, if they do reach out or if they come to a lull or whatever, we'll do our best to make it happen. Oh, chose the government spy for the CIA option. Therapy instead for my low self-esteem. Having a YouTube channel is an excellent form of therapy, I have to say. It's a good way to talk things out, like whether it's just random thoughts or something that's bugging you. And, sometimes you just need people to be supportive, and it's great. Like, it's one of the things that drew me to YouTube was when I was first going through recovery and I was afraid to tell anybody, and I didn't have anybody to support me really, because all my friends were all people who were using. So I couldn't go to them really, oh, excuse me, for real recovery support. And I wasn't ready to tell my family yet, so I, of course, couldn't go to them. So I went to YouTube and went to all these recovery streams, and it was so helpful. It really was. And there are so many people that inspired me, actually, to become public. And Amber's one of those people, who inspired me to go public with it and to put aside that embarrassment and to talk about it publicly. But in a lot of ways, YouTube has been a great form of therapy, at least for me. Oh, gosh, I'm yawning like crazy. Oh, sorry, everybody. Well, it's 1:04 in the morning for me, and work comes at 9 a.m. So everybody who stopped by, I want to thank you all for sticking around, even if you're in a state of disagreement. As far as I'm concerned, I just want everybody to know that there is no hate here going out to anybody, that I have nothing but the best wishes for anybody, and anybody who is brave enough to be in recovery. I especially have nothing but the utmost support and best wishes for you. And for anybody that I have ever called a friend, even if we're not speaking now, my door, metaphoric door, please don't come knock on my door, that will scare me, but my door, metaphorical door, will always be open. You can always contact me. And, oh gosh, I'm yawning again. I'll always be willing to at least talk to you. Because if there was some reason that I felt like I wanted to be your friend at some point, then I feel like that's worth at least a conversation, even if we no longer consider each other friends. AJ, I think however you choose to handle it is a personal decision, and I don't hold it, I don't think it's my responsibility or my place to tell you how to deal with that. I think you have to do what's best for you, and you and I are still friends and cool, however you decide to do it. I myself just don't want to have that back and forth. That's all. I just don't want to do that with anybody. But, as far as how you do, you have to handle it however you think is best for you. I just don't want you to make yourself unhappy over it, is all. Oh, I'm so sorry, Christopher. A year in a sector that you had nobody to talk to. That would be so hard. Yeah, I kind of felt the same way. But like I said, I think I pretty much showed that whatever it is he's saying, whether he believes it or not, is untrue. And I think that's enough for me. But, I support your right to defend yourself. I think anybody has the right to defend themselves. Um, yeah, yeah, I got you. I'm a lot of times I look at it the exact same way. I like I said, at some point I do believe that he's going to realize that he's lashing out at the wrong people, and hopefully, when that happens, then maybe we'll have a civilized discussion about it. But that's something that only time will tell. Um, Sometimes the process of toughening up, Christopher, is a difficult one, isn't it? Well, guys, I think I'm going to get ready for bed. I know I've said that 2 or 3 times, but I think I mean it this time. Once again, I appreciate it, everybody here, whether I don't know you, whether you're a personal friend, whether you're just somebody who's lurking and has never made a comment. I still appreciate you supporting me with your presence and taking the time to listen to me. I think it's really important that we all listen to each other without judgment and without criticism. Well, I won't say without judgment. Judgment and criticism are two different things. Sometimes we need constructive criticism. Judgment is a whole different thing. But I think that, we as people should all try to stick together, especially those of us who are in recovery. There should be a solidarity thing between all of us. It's just my opinion. We should all support each other. And even if we feel like somebody who is in recovery is slipping, then we need to reach out to that person with love and support and not judgment, and not attacking them. So that's my message as far as that goes, and with everything that's been said here. So Monday's my next live stream. I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to schedule it right now, but I'll schedule it tomorrow. I'm going to make a new thumbnail for it and everything for Counselor Jess. She's so excited. But I'm going to go ahead and schedule that. Anybody who has any suggestions for live streams, please feel free to email me at answerthequestionclaire@hotmail.com. Whether it is like a true crime thing, whether it's a commentary on, something that's going on, something on YouTube. Like, I'll do the research if I think it's interesting. Or if you just have like a kind of genre you'd like to see done on this channel, we can go with that. I wanted to have a ladies' night and I got sick, so that never really came to fruition. But if anybody wants to co-host a ladies' night with me, you can contact me also through Discord or email. Oh, hi, Amber. I was just about to wrap things up, but since you're back, do you want to come up on panel and talk before we close out? I will drop the link for you if you do, because you haven't really gotten to say too much, and I know you probably have as much to say as I've already said. It's up to you. You're under no pressure to come up if you don't want to or you're too tired. And I do want everybody to understand that, like, even though she hasn't been on through the stream, she has gone through just as much, if not more, with the situation as I have. I think AJ got the worst of it, but Amber has been attacked in much the same way as me. And it was just as much of a shock to her, I believe, as it was to me as well. But Anyway, I'll give her 5 minutes to decide if she wants to come up or not and say anything before we close out. Um, I was looking for a song. I'm kind of glad I didn't play it now. I thought it was a famous song, but I guess it's not. My dad used to be in a band called the Collegiates, and the song was called With Friends Like You Who Needs Enemies. So I did this search, and then I searched the lyrics, couldn't find it anywhere. So if anybody knows this song, it would be like from the 50s, maybe late 50s, early 60s is a guess. But it goes, you told me you were my best friend. When I was out, you walked in. You came right in and stole her heart away. Yeah, I can't sing tonight. Close were you and me, but what a good friend you turned out to be. With friends like you, who needs enemies? So if anybody knows that song, knows who sang it, and I'm sorry you had to hear me sing it, I'm really sorry. I can't sing high notes at all. But if anybody knows that song, who originally sang it or wrote it, please let me know because I would really like to try and find it. Um, yeah, yeah. I just got me a Grammy. Um, okay, so feels toxic. Yeah. Oh, there. That's where you say no. Yeah, you did address him in your video, and it did. This live did not really go the way I thought it went. It was going to go when I came up here. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way you do. I didn't think it was going to turn ugly and hostile like that. I mean, I figured he would listen to me, to what I had to say. And I just didn't think it would be this ugly. I have no idea, Christopher. I hope he's not. I hope that's not true. Um, yeah, Claire's got it right there. We don't want to speculate about something like that because, like I said, that kind of thing is very private and very personal. And if we're wrong, we don't want to be the source of that uh, being spread out. So once again, we're going to. I'm going to just finish closing out and just wish everybody here well. Um, Robbie, if you're still listening, I wish you nothing but the best as well. Um, and, if you decide you want to talk and try to work things out or figure things out, you know how to contact me. Um, to all my friends who've been with me through everything, I love you guys. Um, uh, and I appreciate everybody's support. Um, and thanks for listening to me. Um, yeah, this just so you know, Christopher, I do streams on a lot of things. Like I will schedule like usually if I do a stream that's based around recovery at all, I'll put that like somewhere in the title or in the description. Um, I talk about recovery, sometimes as part of my streams, but it's not all like recovery based, if that makes sense. Um, so, yeah, this was just about, I think, what started out as an honest misunderstanding and somehow got blown out of proportion. Um, I don't necessarily think that there's a relapse going on, but I do feel like there's something. I just feel like there's something going on that he doesn't want to talk about. So, and that's all I'll say. Yeah, exactly, Claire. We just don't want to take a chance on starting a rumor. So, we have no idea, like I said, I think there's more to it than me, but I don't necessarily think it has to do with sobriety. Hope, I think we're all through with the situation for now. Like I said, I wanted to say my piece. Amber said hers earlier on a video she made, and I wish I had done that instead. It probably would have been cleaner. I just didn't expect I didn't expect it to go this way, but I won't, I wouldn't time you out for being long-winded or talking. Like, I love participation, Christopher. So the more chatting you do, the best. The only time I'd ever delete something is if I just kind of think that it might, and it doesn't even mean you said something wrong. If I delete a comment, it's just that I want to make sure that something doesn't get taken the wrong way, or that, that it doesn't get taken the wrong way or out of context. So absolutely welcome to talk all you want. But as for us being through with this situation, Hope, as far as I'm concerned, I'm through with this situation. If the chance arises for things to improve, I'm not against working towards that, but I won't be arguing back and forth or talking about it on my channel, and I definitely don't want anybody to be sent hate or argued with on my behalf. I just wanted to say my piece and to defend myself, and that's all. So, yeah, exactly, Amber. Unless it involves, some kind of truce or peace between, you know, Robbie and myself. Like, I'm done with the situation. I wish him nothing but the best. He can go his way. I'll go mine. And if and when he's ready to try to work things out in a positive way, I'll be here for him. So, so that's it, folks. So I hope y'all show up on when did I say it was? The 5th? The 5th for our recovery stream. Counselor Jess will be back. I think it's going to be a very positive and beneficial stream for everybody. And I'm going to try and think of something fun for us to do sometime in the near future as well. Maybe Amber can help me figure something out. We'll do a ladies' night or a slumber party or karaoke or something like that. So until the next time, everybody remember that each one of us is a criminal, an athlete, a princess, a brain, and a basket case. I love you guys. Sincerely yours, The Breakfast Club. Night.